I'm Jay Thomas, and welcome to Rides.
This show looks at anything that has an engine and a story told by the owners.
Fast car like a bolt to lightning. Fast car blows right.
Hammered Down Truck Show and shine up in Mandan, North Dakota. Look at all these trucks. And I'm sorry, I shouldn't call them trucks because they're not trucks, they're big rigs. Dwayne, Cindy, welcome to Rides.
Thank you.
Man, when we were driving through, this thing popped like, wow. What do we got, a Peterbilt?
We got a Peterbilt.
All right, give me the story on it.
This is a 2003 379 Longwood. 10 Zs, 120 horse in her.
Now, get her down the road.
That gets her, that does the job. Put a Allison transmission in it. We have 2.6 million miles on it.
Oof. Now, you and your lovely bride here, Cindy, you guys ride team, right?
We do teamwork. Yeah.
Long haul?
Long haul.
Truckers, hey, look, and you guys keep America rolling. If it wasn't for you guys and gals, this country would be in a standstill. I know what you're dealing with right now. I've never seen this color on a truck before. You got to talk to me about this paint.
It's just a raspberry pearl. It's a Peterbilt color equipment.
This is an actual Peterbilt color?
Actual Peterbilt color.
Can't be too many of these running around.
Don't see a lot of them,
I
no.
wonder why.
Well, everybody calls it peach.
Well, I'm looking at that going, Moulin Rouge. So how long have you guys been truck drivers?
I've been driving since 1976.
Oh, you got some years behind you.
I got a couple miles.
How about you, Cindy?
2000.
How did you get into it?
We were married.
Okay. Yeah, I'm excited to see this. You gotta open the door. Let's see this beauty. Wow, this is cool. Check this out. This is how you go down the road in style, but it doesn't come cheap. This is all like the amenities of a motorhome, just a little bit smaller.
It functions the very same way. It is, we carry water, we got a water pump, it just functions exactly like a motorhome.
I love it. There's the Murphy bed, flips down. I mean, you got the microwave, the fridge. I mean, you've got everything here. I mean, nice size TV. That dash is amazing. Wow. Look at the chrome on there. Wow, 2003 Peterbilt, 2.6 million miles.
So even though it's old, it's maintained with new parts.
This thing looks like it's right off the showroom floor. Cindy, appreciate it. Thank you so much for sharing this beautiful ride with us. And thanks for being on Rides. I got to go thank the hubby, too.
Okay.
With me now, Jerry, out of Canada. We love having you here. What are we looking at?
It's a 1960 white 4400. It's an original engine, 743 cubic inch Cummins engine, which is the old style prior to the 855 Cummins with the external return fuel lines. It's got a R96 Road Ranger 10-speed transmission.
What'd you do with the rear end here, Jerry?
I chopped the frame. You can see there's a new frame over top of the old one. We use it to pull our camper.
So if you're pulling a camper with your pickup truck and Jerry rolls up to you, I can guarantee he's gonna roll the window down and go, hey, that looks like a truck, only smaller. This thing has gotta be fantastic for pulling your fifth wheel and just cruising down the interstates.
Well, yeah, it works pretty good. It takes 2 or 3 days to clean the smoke off the camper when you get home, but other than that,
it's worth it, isn't it? Oh, that is cool. Look at how that opens. Look at that.
And this engine is on a slant, and the reason
I see that.
They did that is in Canada years ago, the length law was 55 feet. You couldn't run over 55 feet long. So the shorter the truck you had, the longer the trailer that you could pull and possibly load more commodity on the trailer. So they laid the engine on the side so the steering box and the clutch assembly could run up the side of the engine.
Okay.
So otherwise, this truck would have been possibly 3 feet longer in wheelbase.
Okay, and hence why you've got part of it under the dash.
Yeah, there's a
tilt it and get it under there.
Yeah, the back two cylinders, you work on them from inside the cab. There's a cover that comes off under the dash to access the back two cylinders.
Well, let's go look inside the cab. Oh, Boy, I'll tell you what, you are sitting straight up and down in this. Dry road, slippery road.
That was for limiting your application pressure for your brakes. You could put less braking power to your brakes to keep you from going into a skid. It originally never had brakes on the front. In Canada, if you have a tandem drive truck, you don't have to have brakes on the steering axle, but a single axle truck now has to have brakes on the steering, so I had to modify it.
Jerry, one more thing before we take off. Can you start it?
Sure will.
Sounds good. Nice clean sound. Wow. Yeah, there's more engine. That thing is really leaned over. Wow, it's just purring. Well, I got to tell you, you've got a love for this truck, and you know, you're just the caretaker. You're the caretaker, and you've done an amazing job. Hey, Jerry, thanks for coming down from Canada, and man, thanks for being on Rides, man. Really appreciate it. Thank you.
Appreciate you.
Hey, we got some more from the Hammer Down Show and Shine Truck Show 2022 in Mandan, North Dakota. On Rides, every episode, we like to try to show you something that's just a little different off the beaten path. And, well, we found Brian. Oh, wait, no, the truck. Brian, welcome to Rides.
Thank you.
Dude, what the hell is this?
Hey, man, you know, it's a lot of everything. The junkyard, you know.
Can we just call this the junkyard dog?
The junkyard dog. Yes, sir.
What's the story behind it?
Well, you know, I'm a farmer / carpenter, so on and so forth,
And now / metal guy, too. / artist.
I see this baby, you know, the body sitting in my boss's yard, and I asked him, I said, what are you gonna do with that thing? He says, it's there, just, you know, be hand or whatever. And I said, God, I said, I'll give you 30 hours for it. He says, sold.
30 hours of doing what, Brian?
Calving cows out. I bought a motor home to use the chassis motor.
Okay.
Because, you know, on these 28s, man, it would have cost me $50,000, you know, to get that sucker going.
Yeah.
So I said, to hell with it, and I wanted power. So I found a Dodge 79 motorhome, year 79. But anyway, I got that, tore the whole body off, everything. And then I wanted to see if my body would fit, you know? I was like, oh, shit, all this work, man, I'm gonna get the body out. Got my old tractor going, set the body on there, fit perfect.
Fit perfect. First time?
First time. I mean, I couldn't freaking believe it, man. You know, and I even left the floor, some of the floor on the motorhome, you know, when I took that motorhome off. I mean, I had to put a new firewall on, everything, man. And I'm a carpenter.
What are you running for a power plant in this?
440 Magnum.
Are you serious? Really?
Yeah, she'll suck your pants off you sitting in here.
This thing is so cool. This is what I like. I mean, rat rods, rat trucks. This is just the junkyard dog. It's all your imagination.
It was.
I mean, before we got on camera, I've been standing around this thing for over an hour, and every time I look at it, I find something else on this thing. I mean, the chain work. You got what, sickle blades on here?
Sickle blades, all that. And then the blades back here, are one of a kind. I mean, you take a picture of those blades back there.
These right here?
Yeah, they're old, man.
How old are these?
Oh, Jesus.
Well, the truck's a 28.
Yeah, these go back, I suppose, about the same year as the truck.
Your imagination on this interior is something else. I mean, we're old shotgun shells, a lot of Native American stuff. Let's not forget the chicken foot. Oh, yeah, the chicken foot. Well, you got an attitude. I love it. Can you fire this up?
The cannon?
No. Yeah, fire the cannon off. Yeah, that smells like a Mopar. Brian, it is a great truck. Junkyard dog. Love it. Love this thing. Very cool. Great imagination. I mean, outside, inside. The inside is so cool.
Yeah.
It's awesome in here. Brian, thanks for taking some time and
hey.
thanks for being on Rides.
My pleasure, man.
I want to introduce you to Wayne. Wayne, welcome to Rides.
Nice to meet you.
Thanks for being on, brother. What are we looking at?
It's a 1984 Peterbilt 362 cab over.
I'm a cab over guy. I like because you're just looking right down. It feels like they're up higher. I love it. How long have you had this beauty?
I bought it in 2013.
Okay. Still on the road, or is this now just for show?
Just for show.
I can see why.
It's got a 3406 A model Caterpillar 400 horse, and it has 220 wheelbase. And I guess when I bought the truck, it was painted this color. And then I've added a lot of chrome stuff, and I had a friend of mine help me. We polished the aluminum on it.
What's the paint color? This isn't
Well,
this isn't a factory color, is it?
No,
Yeah.
I've called the outfit in Idaho, and they will not answer my calls.
They won't answer, huh?
As to what the paint number is. I thought it was Syngenta, but it's not. It's not Syngenta.
That tells me that they don't want to see this color on a bunch of
That's
vehicles.
what I'm thinking too,
But
yeah.
that's a good thing for you.
Yes, it is.
Bad thing if something happens to it.
I know it.
Now you got to try to match it up, and that can get spendy.
Yep.
Let's take a look at the interior.
The inside, I took the door panels off, and I had a wrap,
I love the steer head.
and then I took all the gauges out last winter and switches and had them done. And there's still a little work to do in it yet, but
There's always work to do on them.
we had fun with it.
Oh man, I mean, there is a lot of bright work on this thing. So how did you do this?
They cut the end of the tank off here, and then they measured the circumference and put a plug inside. You can see the little ripple in the
Oh,
tank
sure,
where they welded
yeah.
it on the inside. So from there to here is hollow.
That is the mark of
outfit
a
and everything's-
good welder.
And then I put the lights in it and ran the wire out close to the frame there so people don't really notice it.
Yeah, there's actually lights in the backs of the fuel tanks on
Yes,
this.
sir.
So at nighttime when you fire this thing up, it's got to look
yeah.
fantastic. I'm Jay Thomas, and welcome back to Rides. I always like to say, look, if it's got an engine or a motor and it's cool and has a story, it can be on Rides, and we want it on Rides. And it's not just cars, trucks, motorcycles. It's anything that falls in that parameter. Well, we're with my buddy, Bob Simmers. How you doing, Bob?
I'm good. What a great morning in Bismarck.
We're gonna go up in this, right?
That's correct. I'm going to take you for a little tour of the Missouri River this morning.
Tell us a little bit about this aircraft. We have a 1952.
1952 Cessna 195. They built this aircraft from 1947 to 1954. There was about 1,200 of them produced. They were the first all-metal airplane by Cessna and the last Cessna airplane to have a round engine on them. So they're kind of unique.
7-cylinder, you're telling me, right?
7 cylinders.
And a little history on the engine
The
on this
engine is
plane.
made by the Jacobs Engine Company, which is associated with the Jake brake in the semis today. I grew up in the back seat of a J3 Cub. My dad farmed and had a Cub, and he learned to fly on a GI Bill in 1947, the year I was born. And so we always had an airplane on the farm, so riding, flying an airplane was like riding a bicycle for me. Farm economy got tough in the late 70s, early 80s. Mother Nature provided us with a drought. So I started looking for something else, and I founded this company, Bismarck Aero Center, in 1990.
At the right young age of what, about 40?
40, yeah.
Good for you, man. Okay, I don't know what to do right here because usually it's like, hey, can we go for a spin? Can we go for a ride? What do we say when we're going in the Cessna?
How about if we take off?
Let's take off. That was freaking awesome, man. That's what you call, in the words of Bob, a great flight. If you ever get the chance, this is not like flying commercial airlines. This is more like you're a bird, man. It is a blast. If you ever get a chance to go on a personal aircraft, take the opportunity. So one thing that happens when you're up there, all the crap going on in the world, it all goes away.
All right.
Thanks again, brother.
Good to see you.
Thanks. I'm Jade Thomas, and welcome back to Rides. All right, it's time for this week's Hangout. Now, you got to see Louise in her beautiful Irish pub. Well, we find out that she had her neighbor Dave come over, loved the place, loved what she did, and Dave said, hey, I want you to build me a hangout. So guess what? We're back in Lakes Country, Minnesota, and we're gonna see Dave's hangout this week on Rides. Let's go check it out, man. Hey,
Jay.
how you doing, brother?
Hey, welcome.
So Louise built this hangout for you.
She built it for us. Absolutely. Her and her husband, Dave.
Yeah,
did.
two Daves here.
Yeah.
And I haven't seen this.
Well, come on in.
You want me to come in here? You want?
I'll open the big door.
Oh, you're gonna do the big door. Okay. Oh. Holy crap! Are you kidding me?
Welcome to Cosmic Alley.
Cosmic Alley. This is freaking awesome, man. Dude, thanks for letting us come in here. Holy smokes. Oh, and look who's sitting over there, right there.
We knew we wanted a cosmic concept because we're an investor in Cosmic Beer and Coffee Garden.
Okay, I was going to ask you,
Texas.
give me the whole Cosmic thing. So it's a place
Yeah.
down in Texas.
Yeah, super cool place. My son lives in Austin. We hang out there, and we became an investor, and we wanted to do a theme like that here. I'm also a Minnesota Gopher football fan.
I would have never guessed.
Been a Gopher fan my whole life, so you'll see a Gopher theme. We invested in a Jeep. I'm not going to say I'm like this huge Jeep guy, but we wanted kind of a Jeep theme. And so I gave those three concepts to Louise and Dave, and they made it a reality.
We wanted to give them lots of room to grow. So there's still plenty of space on the walls as they collect things through the years. They can add them. There's a couple of, you can have to check out the bathroom and maybe go behind the bar and just see. He's really set up here. So I kind of took the Cosmic thing. It's such a vast space, not to be otherworldly, but to be like a melding of everything that they liked. I just like, creating spaces. They all seem to be revolved around the bar theme somehow.
Originally I needed storage. That's where the whole concept started. And
So originally you built this for storage?
For storage.
Let's go take a look at the bar. This bar is gorgeous, man.
So the bar started with this back bar is actually an antique. And we found it, we drove down to Duluth to pick it up. It came with a front bar, but we weren't able to save that. But we were able to save, if you see these detail pieces on the front of the bar,
Yeah.
we were able to save those, so that kind of incorporated and pulled the two of them together. So, and I just kind of liked the feel of it and figured that we could work with it to, that's how the whole thing started, was just without those two little pieces back there.
But it all flows.
It flows really nicely. All the colors kind of go together. There's definitely a color, a maroon and gold color scheme, even with a little bit of orange in the cosmic. I just feel like it's just it turned out to be very cohesive.
Yeah, this is really nice.
And then check out the bathroom over here.
I was a little having to do the gophers in the bathroom, but we put up with it. It was good.
Oh, it came out great, man.
Yeah.
And this floor is something else.
The floor really, really brought out everything in the place. So,
One of Dave's big requirements was that he had to have a footrail.
other than my home, I'm most comfortable at a bar. And I'm always saying, when there's not a footrest and big cubes of ice.
I love what you did with the windows.
So those actually came from an old church in Fergus Falls.
Those are actually out of a church?
They're actually out
Really?
of church windows, yeah.
I got goosebumps from that, man.
Well, I kind of think that that's really what changed
Oh,
the
wow.
atmosphere in here.
I thought this was probably plexiglass and just...
Oh, it's glass, yeah.
Originally, when I purchased the windows, I thought that they would be somehow incorporated into the bar, but then when I carried them into the space, I'm like, they almost fit the size that we have, so I held them up there, and it really changed the atmosphere in here. And
It does.
To go with using the windows. We really need big things to fill the space.
You do. And another big thing, classic car. One classic car on display, a big pool table, poker table, you're golden. No, this place is gorgeous, man. Look, man, thank you so much for sharing this space.
Well, thanks so much for coming out.
You barely got to enjoy it yourself, and you've already let us come in and show America this beautiful, beautiful hangout you have. Louise, again, great job, as always. I love it. Dave, thanks for being on Rides, brother.
All right.
Thanks, buddy.
Hey, if you have a cool story that involves a car, a motorcycle, a boat, heck, anything with an engine, we want to hear about it. Just go to rideswithjthomas.tv, send us a picture with your story, and your ride could be featured on the show. And don't forget to visit the merch shop where you can get all your Rides gear. From everyone here at Rides, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Yeah, how'd you get this for the blooper reel? Not so... 3, 2, 1. All right, 3, 2, 1. Tell us a little bit about this aircraft. I'm Jay Thomas, and I am so sick and tired of film. I want to go home. Jerry, what is this piece of? All right.